Yes guys, how are we doing? So today I'm going to be making a 3D animation in Blender. It was actually requested by one of you guys called Quinton, so shout out to you Quinton. He asked me if I could produce a kind of outro style video as to kind of what Olia does. So if you don't know Olia, he's a tech YouTuber. He's got great taste. I'll leave him in the link in the description. And yeah, it's a pretty simple one, fully procedural, no keyframes. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it and see you there.
So you want to load up a new scene, and we're just going to delete everything and add a plane. We're going to go into geometry nodes, click new group input, delete that and add a grid and drop that grid in. So we're going to want to instance something on this grid. So we're going to add a cube and we're going to instance on points and drop that in here. I'm going to make this a size of 20 by 20. I'm going to give this a 32 and 64. I'm going to scale this to 0.25. Scale this by 0.25. I'm going to set this to 10, like so. So we've got this grid like this. Okay, so now we want to actually displace these points. We're going to add a set position. And now we're also randomness to this displacement. So we're going to add a noise texture. And I'm going to add a combine or separate XYZ and a combine. This is just going to give us a little bit more control over the different axes when we go to kind of change the strength of these. So yeah, I'm just going to plug this into the offset. And then here I'm going to add a math node and I'm just going to subtract this by 0.5. I'm then going to add a multiply and I'm just going to start increasing this. So you can see the strength is way too high. So we just want to drop this down to something like 0.5. I'm going to put this to 40, turn all of these down, and then you can carry on dropping that scale. Something like that maybe. So like 0.2, even lower, and then just dropping that multiply down. Okay, so now I just want to move this on the X a little bit, so we're going to add a transform and just rotate this by 45 degrees like so. And now I'm going to add a scene prime input. I'm going to add this to the vector, the evolution, and it's going to be a little quicker, so I'm going to go here and create 60 frames per second and going to add a multiply. I'm going to times that by 2. You get this kind of beautiful effect. Okay, so I'm going to add a camera. So add a camera, hit N, click view, camera to view, select this button here, zoom out, you go to like something like kind of dramatic. So maybe like that. I'm going to select the camera, go into the viewport display and bring this up to, and then on the Z. So where we want to increase the strength a little bit. You can also mess around with the density. So you could come up to the grid and start timing this by 2 maybe, and then scale this out a little bit. This is the beauty of procedural design. So we see here we want a lot more flow in this. So something like that maybe. Camera to view. There we are. Maybe increase the width a little bit of the actual cube. So put 2.5. Let's increase the length of that a little bit. There we are. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. Now we want to start shading this. So I'm going to go into cycles. Sorry, this camera's really in the way. Let me just mess with this a little bit. There we are. Right. So cycles, GPU compute. Let's go into rendered view. We're going to hit save and we're going to turn the world setting down to something like that maybe. Let's add a top-down light. So we're going to add an area light. Just scale that up, increase the strength, and like that. I'm going to duplicate that. RY 90. Sorry, RY minus 90. Scale Z. Scale that in. Scale Y. Increase the strength of that to something like 10,000 maybe. Okay, I'm going to go down into color management and I'm going to click on look and make it high contrast and just drop the exposure down. Okay, I'm going to go back into the geometry node setup and add a set material node to the basic material. Okay, so I'm just going to center this and I'm going to center it down here as well. Okay, so this is going to be our shader editor, the basic material. Okay, so I'm going to make it a little bit darker. I'm going to increase the roughness a little bit. I'm going to increase the strength of this light, something like 20,000. And same with this, just increase the strength of that to about 1,000. Okay, speed that back a little bit. I'm going to duplicate this, hit RX. Okay, on this light, I'm going to turn the spread down. And for now, I'm going to set that to 10,000. I'm going to hit node. Sorry, I'm going to go into use nodes and add a noise texture. And also, I'm going to add a color ramp. And I'm going to pull this in, scale to something like 0.5. Turn all of this down. I'm just going to increase the spread of this ever so slightly. Go down to something like 4,000. Okay, so we should have something that looks like this. It's quite nice, and it should move over time, like so. And there, this is basically your aesthetic, you know? This is 0 keyframes, and it's just going to flow over time. So yeah, it's super simple, very easy to make. You can even, you know, drop this down if this is a little bit too much for you. You can just reduce this here, something like that maybe. And yeah, that's as simple as it is. So, you know, do what you want with this. You know, hopefully you can create something beautiful. And yeah, if you post it on any social media, feel free to tag me. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you soon.